IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of the Geek Fruit Podcast. I'm Tejas, and this week Jishnu and Dinkar are here. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, it's going very well.
Were you guys here last week as well?
I've been here the entire time, yeah.
I sleep under this table.
I never left. I sleep above the table.
Okay.
Bully.
I go home, but I come back every week.
Your home is outside this room?
Yeah, it is outside this room,
Okay, cool.
technically speaking.
Wow. You have your own table?
Listen guys, this is the last review show we ever do. A certain friend of the fruit, a Team Suds, last night said, when we told him, he's like, hey, what are you guys recording tomorrow? And we were like, we're doing a review.
You're talking about Suds himself.
The leader of Team Suds,
okay.
Suds, was like, hey, what are you guys doing tomorrow? Because he listens to the podcast, except when you're there, Dinkar. So anyway, so he was like, what are you guys doing? And we were like, oh, we're reviewing the decade. And he's like, what? Another review? You're doing another review? How many reviews you guys gonna do? So I said, what?
Isn't that the format of our show? We review things.
No, as in like, yearly roundup, etc.
Did we do a 2019 roundup?
Yes, and then we reviewed that roundup.
Oh, no, but that was Jishnu. Basically, it was more of a catch-up than a roundup. Jishnu was just filling in state on what we've been up to.
This is why you're on the opposing side. There's Team Suits and there's Dink's Army, and then you are already combating his opinion.
No, it's all the same thing.
Anyway.
It's all fruit stands.
It's like that song, I Make You Jump for My Love.
I like that. Pointer Sisters. Hey, let us make this the last review show for this as a roundup for at least some time. Because we're reviewing not the year, not the last 5 years.
For this?
I did ask for it. I did ask for it.
Yeah.
The review
Next
of the
week
decade.
I'm rounding up this roundup.
And then we
Here's my top 15 moments from Geek Fruit's roundup of the decade.
Here's 60 things you missed.
Number 1, the Team Suds and Dink's Army argument.
Okay, so
I'm too square for a roundup.
nice.
See what I did?
Yeah. If
It's funny 'cause
you
it's
didn't
true.
say that, if you didn't say it.
And the worst moments from the Geek Fruit roundup.
2010 to 2020 or 2020.
To 2020.
Yes,
Up
that's-
to 2020.
up to 2020.
That always confused me. Like if you say 16th to 19th, does that include 19th or not?
Does it include 16th? Also interesting.
Oh.
Yes, it does.
So basically you're just saying 17th and 18th?
No, it does include 16. It doesn't include 19. That's what it
Okay.
is.
I see. Cool.
We've got a
Sensor.
long list, let's do it.
Okay, so we're going from 2010 to 2019
Yeah, okay.
in terms of number of years that we're going to first do the movies reviews of.
Yes.
Okay, movies. Are we doing the TV shows in the same year as well?
I mean...
Because TV shows last longer and they go across years, so it's fine.
I suppose so. Maybe
So
we
let's
can
just do
just say,
movies.
here's some cool shows from the decade.
Cool.
All right.
Done.
We can do that after.
2010.
2010.
Jishnu,
Oh my god, it was
what's
a
your
while ago.
What's your favorite movie of 2010?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I broke the rules and made my own. And I don't have one for every year. Therefore, some years...
So you
I
had
have
no
multiple.
favorite movies from 2010?
No, I had 2 favorite movies from 2010, but no favorite movies in 11.
Okay, tell us.
I know which one. Can I guess which your favorite movies are?
Do it.
Toy Story 3.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Inception?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Those are your top 2?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
As in these are,
Those are my top 2
I
as
think
well.
these are top 2 in the entire decade. Like these are not like the best 2, but in the top 10.
In the top 10 of
top
your...
10 of the entire decade.
Yes.
These are very much
They also
there.
happen to be from 2010.
Yes.
They are from 2010.
was a good
2020
year.
was a good year.
2010 was a really strong year.
What did you
wasn't
have then, Kar?
Well, I was wondering what our criteria should be for including
I know.
movies.
We
So I
clearly
was-
were all wondering and we didn't reach
so
a consensus.
To set
Yeah.
the table, the ones which you live over and under.
Well, okay, but you'll have to clear it before I go to sleep.
Yes, okay. Which means Jishnu, because he's there.
I'm under. What do you have to clear me for? You're sleeping on top of me. Why do you have to clear me?
Okay.
See how this
alright.
works?
I was going to say that anything that is in the spectrum of things that we usually review, so we will skip movies like...
Oh, sure, yeah, that definitely.
Yeah,
that
under the purview of
that
pop
is
culture.
understandably vague already, and
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
My
For example,
wonderation was...
Wonderation, yes.
Do we
Is
judge
that
on...
that's that boy band, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
My wonderation was, are we all in sync on this matter? Because this is the...
Backstreet Boys.
We're just going to throw in a word.
Okay.
Okay,
There
come back
must
to the
be
boy zone.
at least 98 degrees of separation between us and the thing we speak
Very
of.
good.
So should it be personal preference? Should it be cultural impact? In which case, Inception, I would say, is probably like
Also,
top.
in the last 10 years, we've gone from boys to men. Sorry. I just wanted to put it in there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
I was thinking S Club 7.
You just want to
Where
like
am I
say a
getting this
joke
from?
and go like, take that.
Nice. Very good.
Okay, this is the last review we'll ever do. Okay, so
But in the 5
in terms
seconds
of
of summer
cultural impact,
that was there in 2010. There were some good movies.
Inception was one of those.
Yes.
Cultural impact, I would say Inception hands down. Toy Story 3, great as the movie is, I feel kind of gets lumped in with the Toy Story franchise as a whole.
Lumped in.
No. Toy
course
Story
it
3 is
does.
a savage garden.
Accepted. I accepted.
You didn't appreciate my joke
It's a bunch
about
of boys.
the
man.
boy band
There are
lumped in.
boys. There are boys in the band. It's just boys.
Lumped in. Okay.
That's where I get all my jobs from.
Nice.
Don't make me feel blue.
So, I would say that basically I was kind of vacillating on that, and
Okay.
I went with, because I felt like we would end up covering Inception and Toy Story 3 both.
I have 3 other
Scott
films.
Pilgrim vs. the World.
Scott Pilgrim is also on my list.
Not possibly like the most impactful, both in terms of cultural and I would say in terms of like merits as a movie. It's not.
It's not the greatest.
Yes,
but
but
it's,
I love
it's
it.
A, yeah,
It's
I
great.
love it. I have 2 other films on that list also. One is Kick-Ass by Matthew Vaughn. I think it did what a lot of
I considered that.
superhero shows are trying to do right now, like The Boys and you know that the subversion of superhero
Same
stories.
deal, right? Both
Kick-Ass, and
Garth
Scott
Ennis books.
Yes, exactly. And the other, and weirdly
But
enough,
I thought it was an overallly.
it was a good movie.
An overallly decent movie.
Yeah,
I
I had
wouldn't
some
call it
other-
like, it's not close to, if we're talking just 2010,
Yeah.
then Inception is miles ahead of
Oh,
say, like a
100%. I
Kick-Ass,
do
right?
have one movie which I thought we should try and keep an underdog in each year.
Alright, underdog it.
My underdog is Shutter Island.
I have Shutter Island, so it's not an underdog if like the majority is saying it's
but
great.
then we are not part of the.
I consider Shutter
majority.
Island, but
It's
I
one
think
of my faves.
It's a great movie, but
Scorsese.
it's a
Is it?
it's a Scorsese light, isn't it?
It's the movie.
It's Scorsese going like, chalo, let's chill. Let's
yeah,
do
it's
an
fun.
easy one
no,
this
no,
year.
no.
Fun day.
It's definitely not an easy
I love it.
movie
It's a
to
great
make,
movie.
but it's not a very Scorsese movie.
It is not. It's
Not
a,
at all. I forgot it was.
It's his
like,
superhero film.
It's like Scorsese doing a Hitchcock.
Very much so. That's actually perfect.
Yeah.
He does. I believe that was the
goal?
the direct
It's
inspiration.
LDC.
I
in
will.
that.
I mean, if we're including that, I will include Social Network,
was-
comma the.
Okay, now here's the thing. I had Social
this
Network.
is why I went for 10 best, because if you talk about 1 year long enough, you're going to get 20 names out of
No,
it.
I agree.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I didn't put Social Network in for the reasons that it.
You know, it's called
not,
The Social Network, but they decided to drop the.
Yeah.
I don't know
Because
why.
of, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah,
Who
he's
was the Justin Timberlake, and then he's like, no, this isn't working. Listen, I want to. Yes, I wanted to add this film, but like I felt like it doesn't fit within the gamut of what we usually talk
Possibly.
about.
That's why I didn't include
why
Social
included
Network
it,
either.
yes. But I think Shutter Island definitely does because it's like a psychological thriller. that
Fair
kind of,
enough.
yeah, fits in somehow.
it's a twist. It's a mind bending movie.
It's a mind.
The mind has been bent. Okay, so shall we say 2010 put Inception as the clear leader of the pack?
Yeah, with a
All
very
right.
close second for me, Toy Story 3. Sorry.
Yes, but okay, let's weigh
What if-
all
what if
our
one
points,
year-
right? Like
what
we're
was it?
talking personal preference plus cultural impact plus like.
But let me ask you this: what if one year has very many good movies, and some years don't have as many? Like I can see that some
the
years
luck of the draw in it.
But-
Sometimes you
then
get
can
into a tough group.
So can we do a wild card?
Yeah, so
Meaning?
wildcard it.
So I want to put Toy Story 3 in a wild card if it does occur that we do not
Wildcard
have
would
it.
come at the end.
At
when
the end. We'll
yeah,
see, we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
If they're different,
So as of now, Inception advances.
Okay, nice.
And underdog, are we saying Shutter Island or Scott Pilgrim?
Ooh, interesting. I would say Shutter Island.
I'd say Shutter.
Yeah.
I've tried watching Scott
That's because
Pilgrim.
you don't like
Because I don't like Scott
No,
Pilgrim.
but
Yeah.
I think Shutter Island is also just generally a better film than Scott
All
Pilgrim.
right, fair enough. Give us your worst of 2010. What
what?
sucks? I thought we were doing worst. You said highlights and lowlights. I got my lowlights.
Yeah. Okay, hit us with the lowlights.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do this also. While we do it, I'm gonna do it.
I will
You
give
tell us
you-
yours. You tell us
Okay,
yours. I'm gonna find
a
out.
distinct low light. Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
the
nice.
second highest grossing
Yeah.
movie of 2010. All right,
I
first
have
of all,
I have a worse one.
I do not understand it. It's the weirdest movie and not in a good way. This is Tim Burton's and Johnny Depp basically beginning their chalo, we can do anything now phase of their career.
Well-
Very sad. I also was looking forward to it a lot because I love the books.
Yes.
But I would say my unquestionably worst of 2010 is Clash of the Titans.
Okay, I was going to say Clash of the Titans, but there is one which is
I'll tell
actually
you why
worse.
it's worse than Alice in Wonderland. I think in Alice in Wonderland, they were trying. They were like, let's make something cool, and they messed up really badly. Clash of the Titans, they were like, F it.
I agree. They were intentionally going for any bizarre kind of...
Also, possibly the worst 3D I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Do you remember when, like,
That's the
did you
earliest
watch
I've ever
Clash
gone
of the
for-
Titans in the theaters?
Yes, I
No.
did.
It
It's
was
the earliest I've ever gone for a movie. 6:45.
AM?
Yes.
Why?
Because I got free tickets.
I see. For 6:45 AM.
Yeah, I was still a radio jockey back then. I had to review it before the show happened.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have one movie
There
which
was,
is... I have a controversial
distinctly
worst
remember
movie.
parts where there were, like, you could, the stereoscopic image hadn't resolved, so you could see, like, shadows of the other, like, the left eye image while looking with both eyes. It was just the worst. It was apparently
Badly made. Post 3D
It was
guy.
a shoddy post 3D job because they wanted cash in on the
Because
release
Alice in
ticket
Wonderland,
prices.
yeah, Alice in Wonderland set the bar for this kind of shit.
Alice
right?
in Wonderland,
And
I will,
Avatar.
Avatar started the trend. Alice in Wonderland was also post-converted, but I suppose because a lot of it was CGI, it was relatively okay. And I
Also,
will say it was visually an
it's
interesting
also Tim,
movie.
man. Tim is great.
Tim is good.
But man, there's so many
Except
good
he
movies in
messed
this
up with
year,
Alice in
actually, like The
Wonderland.
Fighter, 127 Hours. But I will say, controversial worst film of that year, Iron Man 2.
Worst movie of the year?
It's not a great movie, but I wouldn't say it's
it is,
worst.
it's hella poor. In
But
all the
nah,
Marvel,
it's very poor.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but
It's bad compared to
It's
the
not as bad
22
as-
others. But
Agreed.
It's not as
It's
bad
terrible.
as Salt. That's my pick.
Yeah?
Salt?
Yeah.
Salt. Nice one.
Again, I would say not egregiously bad. Like Clash of the Titans. Poof.
Love it, though. No, but we have to pick. Here's the criteria
You
for,
like
for
average
worst
movies, not terrible movies.
No, here's the criteria for worst film, right?
Yeah.
It has to be not intentionally bad. If it was intentionally made bad, then
Well,
we
Clash
can't
of the
consider
Titans
it.
wasn't intentionally made bad. They wanted to start a franchise, and they did. What is the next one called? Wrath of the Titans. Okay, I'll give you the unquestionable correct answer.
Correct.
Human Centipede, the first sequence.
That came out 2010?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
How is that not on your top 10?
Why is that not
Jishnu?
in your best movies list?
It's in
I would love to
it's
see
number 11.
if there's one movie that is on one person's best list and on one person's worst
That
list.
would be Human Centipede, the first sequence. I haven't seen it, by the way. I
Yeah,
just know
neither
it's
have
terrible.
Good. All right, let's move on swiftly.
All right, 2011.
Okay, here are my. Okay, actually, I have. There are a couple of really good options in this year, but I have one front runner.
Tell us.
It is. Oof, okay, tough one. X-Men First Class.
As the best?
As my favorite from that year, probably, yes.
Interesting. Give us your other front runners.
Other front runner, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Maybe we should just have Jishnu talk because this is my list also.
Okay, cool. Actually, there are lots
jigs.
of good movies in that year. Jishnu, what's your favorite from
I
20...
have some,
Do you have one from 2011?
No, it didn't make my top 10, but if
Yeah,
you have
but-
to pick one in
yeah.
2011, I'm going to say it's between Rise of the Planet of the Apes or Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Very nice. Both excellent films and
But
also on my
solid
list.
movies, yeah.
But like we said before, we have to pick movies that are like more appropriate to the kind of stuff we talk about in pop culture. If
Yes.
I had to be
I would say so.
perfectly honest to what I would watch, which is not really relevant to Geek Fruit, Midnight in Paris.
Yeah, that was... I mean, I was
Sure,
going to put
it's-
it...
but that's
in my-
way outside.
No, no,
exactly,
I love
exactly.
that
It's
But
in my
movie.
top
is it-
10
is
like
it though?
ever
Is it
of
though?
like all movies ever.
Is
I
it though?
love that movie.
I do love that movie, but it does fall into our thing because it is it's surreal fantasy fiction. So I think
True,
it does
yeah,
kind
in a
of
way.
fall.
Yeah, just because it's an acid trip.
Yeah, I love it.
I suppose. Okay, yeah. Well, if it counts, then that might be in for me. But
But we have
two
cancelled-
issues.
we have also cancelled Woody
We've
Allen.
cancelled Woody. Much as I like,
And I
he's
love
made
Owen Wilson,
possibly
though.
like some of my favorite stuff. But yeah, he's cancelled. And okay, well, okay, fine.
I have
fine.
some other film nominees. May I?
Yeah, you may.
Hugo.
Hugo.
Scorsese.
I also have that.
I forgot about it.
Rango.
It's a good movie. Rango
I've
is
seen
good.
it. I haven't
Yeah.
seen Rango.
Tintin.
Johnny Depp redeeming himself. I also have Tintin.
Tintin is there, and Super 8 is my last.
I considered Super 8. It's hella fun, but I'd prefer maybe
Yeah,
like
I feel like okay.
Dragon
In
Tattoo or whatever.
relatively speaking, in with the decade, Super
Yeah.
8 maybe is just.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a front runner by any means, but
I have some underdogs that I wanted to throw in here.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
not
go
really underdogs, but in fact, I don't think they'll go through. But I just want to mention them because I think they're underrated movies. I would say Haywire,
Oh, nice.
Steven Soderbergh.
Nice. Yeah, I know. Yes.
Gina Carano's first movie.
Yeah.
Really good. Like a stellar cast. A very good
Action movie,
It's
yeah.
a straight up action scene.
Nice.
And it's not close to the best of the decade, but I think it's an underrated film that people should watch. I think that about Steven Soderbergh in general.
Yeah.
People still think of him as the Oceans guy when both before and after he's made like the greatest stuff.
That's true.
The Green Hornet was a hated movie,
It was-
and I
I
really
liked it.
enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I thought it was a solid movie.
I still don't understand the
I
hate
think
for
it's
it.
a shame
It was
could
great.
have been a solid movie,
I agree.
like franchise, really.
I'm with you. Seth Rogen was great. It was good.
It was
But
Michelle Gondry being like super weird and doing a superhero movie.
But you know what? It still had those trappings of a superhero film. Instead
Yes.
of completely doing something different, they just made an action comedy instead of really going wild with like something like how Be Kind Rewind was as like a weird plot.
Yeah.
Even though it's not like the level of Eternal Sunshine, but they could have done that to superhero films, and I think people were slightly disappointed by that.
I don't. Yeah, you think that's why they were disappointed?
I mean,
I
they were
thought they might have been
Michelle.
disappointed because they were like, this is not like
It's not
this
a good
isn't a standard superhero
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Maybe that also.
I love the idea of basically a rich dude. Essentially, the story is, what if Bruce Wayne was terrible at everything?
Yeah. And
like a rich guy goes like, I want to
and
be a
he-
superhero.
and hated his dad.
And hated his dad. Plus, Alfred is the real superhero.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a great movie.
It's like Gotham.
It is, I suppose, like Gotham.
Have you seen Green Hornet? Did you
I
see this
have.
movie?
I've completely forgotten.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. It was 2011. I do have some underdogs for this year. One movie is called Hannah by Joe Wright,
Good movie.
who's made into an Amazon Prime series, but it's about an assassin who retires in the middle of like the Siberian, what do you call it? Forest? Tundra, I suppose, yeah. And his daughter has been raised by him, and she's an assassin. And when he gets kidnapped, she has to go and find him and
She
take him back.
gets him
And-
back, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the last but amazing movie, very indie movie, oh my god. You should watch this. It's called Another Earth. And it's by Mike Cahill. And it has this one in it. I'm sure you know her name. Britt Marling. She's in that show called The OA.
Yeah.
And she's like an indie darling who does a lot of cool sci-fi stuff. So
Everyone in the
another-
OA is, I think.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
OA.
The
Much
OA,
I've heard
yeah.
about this movie. I haven't seen it.
Nice watch.
I'll watch
it's
it
about
afterwards.
how we suddenly see a speck in the distance, and it's basically becomes larger and larger by the day, and it's literally another planet of like an Earth, which is coming closer and closer to us. And the radio stations and TV stations start giving out a free ticket to go and see that planet because it'll have an identical version of yourself, and
Oh, wow.
and it's like it's
Yeah.
really really nice. Just check it out. So it's actually a very small drama, even though there's a large scale event happening, which is what I love about it. And it's all shot on like 5Ds and stuff. Just check it out.
Love it.
It's really really nice.
Very similar to the plot of Melancholia.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe. I think so. Oof.
And Us, I suppose. In Us, it's underground, but Melancholia is literally like a giant object is hanging
Yeah.
in the sky and it's throwing everyone off.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes.
We've done 2 years.
Oh God.
And we'll come back.
Blazing
and
through this.
We'll run through the rest of them.
Hey everybody, welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you are not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors for the week, Storytel and Intel. Sponsors make this stuff possible. Please shout out to them. Let them know that you appreciate them paying us money. Also wanted to remind you all that we have an audience survey going. The audience survey is only going to be up for another couple of weeks, and I'm frankly disappointed. Even though 3 times the number of you people are listening to us as the last audio survey, only half of you have filled it out. So yeah, I mean, like, come on, please get to it. ivmpodcast.com/survey. We want your opinion to matter when we decide what we're going to do in the future, and I'm sure you want yours to matter too. So please do fill out the survey. A quick note, one of our favorite shows, States of Anarchy, hosted by the awesome Hamsani Hariharan. This show is going to move to a fortnightly schedule starting 21st January 2020. Keep listening to it. It's a great show on global affairs, foreign policy, and more. On Cyrus Says this week, Cyrus talks to YouTuber, actor, and comedian Sahil Kathar. Sahil talks about the discoverability of artists through YouTube, playing Syed Kirmani in the upcoming film 83, and watching Cyrus on TV while growing up. On Golgappa, host Tripti is joined by Girija Godbole. She speaks about how acting and theatre shaped her as a person. On Storytellers and Storytellers, Vineet is joined by Chitra Subramaniam from Cross Films and by Rahul Sarangi from TVF to talk about the export quality of entertainment. On the Empowering series, Zarina is in conversation with the host of Tapri Tales, Madhuri Advani. They talk about storytelling and ongoing issues in our country from CAA, NRC, and protests. On Agla Station Adulthood, Ayushi and Ritasha are joined by Andre Borges, a content creator, to unpack NRC, CAA, and how it's going to affect our country. On the Geek Fruit podcast, Tejas, Dinkar, and Jishnu talk about the best things according to them in pop culture from the 2010s. On the Habit Coach, Ashton talks about the fear of failure and how it's fine to fail. On Tapri Tales, Madhuri talks about the characters and gullies in her hometown Baroda in Gujarat as she tells us a story about his past and his present. On Ganatantra, hosts Saryu and Nalok speak to Jean Thomas Martelli, who is writing a book on the Jawaharlal Nehru University and how a university becomes a hub of political activity. On Football Shitball, hosts Gaurav, Karthik, and Sivran celebrate the New Year episode and talk about the last week in football. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Hey guys, we're back. Did we pick a movie from 2011?
We didn't finalize. I feel like overall, there might not be one standout for 2011 for me. It might be
So then can we pick First Class? Because I think it really was a fantastic
I was going to
X-Men
say,
movie.
can we pick Ghost Protocol? It really was, but all right.
I think there's, you know why?
I
'Cause
also
think-
love Adventures of Tintin.
I do love that.
But I don't know if it'll...
those three, I'll vote for First Class.
Thank you. And I
All
think,
right,
you know, there's
First
a good
Class.
reason for that. Because there will be, in years to come, superior Mission Impossible films. But X-Men declines from this moment onwards.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is kind of why, like, in hindsight, I look at First Class and go like, man, this was the last stand.
This was the last one. Really.
Okay, give us an underdog then. Shall we say Adventures of Tintin for underdog?
100%, yes. I don't think it had the cultural impact it
Which
had
is
for me.
It's surprising, right? I don't know why that movie didn't do way better than it did.
Yeah, it was Spielberg. It was Peter Jackson. It had these guys helping out, Joe Cornish and Edgar Wright, who wrote it, I think, or Simon Pegg. I think one of those.
I think
Did
Simon
it do
wrote
well bucks-wise? Because it must
It
be
did
really
well
expensive.
bucks-wise,
It was
yes.
really expensive.
Really expensive
It was
movie.
groundbreaking.
Yes.
You know,
it was
production.
visually stunning, I would
Yeah.
say. That entire sequence of them
Single
getting
take.
away in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
An animated single take, and yet it's so good.
It was fantastic.
All right, give us your worst of 2011. I have a straight out winner.
Okay, hit me.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Well
Oh,
done.
wow.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Really? It was.
It was-
Yeah, I
Which
don't
one-
remember.
which
it.
one was
Very,
that?
very poor. It's
Remind
the one
me?
with Penelope Cruz.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I stopped. The camel's back straw was broken before the one with the movie that came before that.
Oh,
Wasn't that the third one? The one with Keith Richards and crew?
Yes, yeah.
That
Was that
was
called
poor.
Dead Man's? No, World's End.
Uh,
I think.
yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
I would say
I
that's
stopped
not...
at the one before Penelope.
It was at World's End, I think. It was not bad. It was a
At World's End was
overstuffed
fine.
movie, but it was
Yeah.
decent, I would say. And it closed out the story, so to speak, pretty decently. Plus, visually, I think that was a very good movie for its time.
At World's End? Yeah,
At
it was
World's
really
End.
cool.
You
When
remember
they're
that like
Maelstrom?
end sequence
So good.
where they're
They're trying to get married while the ship is
while
in
the war is happening,
whirlpool?
essentially. Yeah.
How do you guys
Stunning.
remember all these things from the worst movies? It's
No,
like, I was
At
like,
World's
by
End.
virtue of being the worst movies,
No,
I
At World's
actively
End
try to
was
forget
not
them.
a worst movie for us.
Yeah, At World's End was okay.
But on Stranger Tides, I remember very little, except it was terrible.
yeah.
Also, there
I
was
think the X-Men franchise and the Pirates franchise are the same in my head. It's just like, the first one was great and it was pretty fun and awesome, and then it was just
But
straight
there have
downhill.
been so many X-Men films. We're
I
not
mean,
even
I'm
at
talking,
two sequences of it.
I'm talking the new X-Men, the McAvoy X-Men.
Fair enough.
the
Same
New
deal.
Mutants. All
Anywho.
right, 2012. Now, let's recap 2012. First of all, the world ended.
Yeah. Because of that Roland Emmerich film, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was actually in 2011.
It was 2009.
9, yeah, my God. Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right, give your
2012.
best.
I think this was a slightly lesser year in terms of movies that I have listed out here. But I think the clear
you saying? Oh, I mean-
standout winner for me, and I think will always be one of my favorite movies of all time, is The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's
bro.
mine. That's my
You're
choice.
such a Nolan
Yeah,
bro.
that's my choice too.
All right. Also, the year the Avengers came out.
It is that's also on
Yeah.
my list, and Skyfall is on my list with Madagascar 3. So
I would say Madagascar 3, fun, not close to...
It was better than 2 and better than... I thought it was really good. I remember
It was better than 2, not better than 1.
The best
1 is
sync
great.
of Katy Perry's Firework in any movie.
That's true.
Boom.
Solid movie. But consider Madagascar 3 ending up in the best of the decade list.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
like
I know.
take the long view. I will throw in...
Yes.
I obviously have TDKR.
Yes.
I have the Avengers, but I've mainly kept it in because of just cultural impact.
The Avengers, right?
The Avengers,
Absolutely.
and
No,
I think
it's
it's a great movie still.
Yeah.
Good movie.
I will throw in an underdog in The Cabin in the Woods.
Ooh, very nice movie.
Solid
haven't seen
movie.
that.
Solid movie.
Prometheus.
I love Prometheus, but I knew it would never make you guys' list. So that's why I
What?
didn't
It's
even-
on my list.
Yo, I love Prometheus. I
I love
that.
Prometheus as well. I will add
Yes.
Kahani 2012.
Wow.
Solid freaking movie.
Good movie, good ending.
Good ending.
Solid ending.
There's a sequel coming. I
So
believe.
she has a kid. Then, finally. Yeah, I think those
I
are
mean,
good.
obviously,
What did you
some
guys-
of these are. I'm essentially using this to cast ballots, and I'm saying people should check out these movies if they haven't. So,
Absolutely.
like Kahani, worth checking out. Also, 2012 was also the year Gangs of Wasseypur came out.
Yes, solid movie. I preferred the first one over the second one.
Yes, the second one kind of digressed a
You
lot.
know, yeah, it's
Got
like
overstuffed.
Oh, yeah, more of the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I did you guys watch Life of Pi? I actually
Yes,
really
I did.
liked that movie.
I liked it,
The
but I
3D
feel
was
like it
awesome.
doesn't. Yeah,
I forgot
it was good.
And I actually love Ang Lee, so I just wanted to say that. That's
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
exactly.
This movie,
We're throwing in.
Yeah.
We're casting votes essentially.
Okay, worst movie of the year. I have it.
Give us.
The Amazing Spider-Man. I know
Was
a lot
that
of people-
2012?
Yeah.
Okay. I have Battleship.
Oh yeah.
Well done.
I think in terms of disappointment, Amazing Spider-Man for me.
Yeah?
Straight up, yeah. What about Skyfall?
I felt like there was
guys?
still potential after Amazing
Skyfall's
Spider-Man,
great.
I
I
think.
love Skyfall.
Yeah. So we haven't spoken about Skyfall.
Great movie. I don't know if
cultural
it'll-
impact-wise, huge.
Really?
Very huge.
Why so?
Because it subverted the James Bond genre by giving M, and we're spoiling this, a transitional moment, as in like one
Okay.
M passes on to the other M. Okay, we're not spoiling it.
But that's not cultural impact.
Yeah.
That's just a big moment in the James Bond franchise.
Yeah, I'm saying...
Like
and-
the Avengers
no,
had cultural impact. It changed
No,
movies.
but I think it did also for James Bond, because it gave James Bond a backstory we've never seen
Absolutely.
that before. It was a shot, Sam Mendes did it, and basically they made it like The Dark Knight. They changed the grammar of James Bond a lot.
I know what
Plus,
you mean, but I think
Skyfall, the song.
I get what Dinkar means, because
that's
it's
an
like
Adele.
that was
so like
cool.
Skyfall, the song had more cultural impact.
No, but I'm
even
saying
though-
it was all part of the... For me, it was like, okay,
Exactly,
Skyfall
that
is
for
okay
you,
moment,
Yes.
yeah.
And
For
for
people
the
like us
James
who-
Bond franchise.
Yeah, who are that invested in the
But-
franchise, yeah, it made an impact, but there aren't that many people invested in the James Bond franchise to
Really,
that
you don't
extent.
feel like Skyfall had a big moment
no,
for...
no.
Compare it to something like The Dark Knight Rises, where literally anything that was done with superhero movies would have to essentially go on. Like there's a before Dark Knight Rises in Avengers, and there's an after Dark Knight Rises in Avengers.
I think there's an after Dark Knight. I think
Skyfall
yeah.
matters in terms, probably after Dark Knight as well, but basically like the way they closed out the franchise, whether it was people arguing over how it wasn't good enough or how people loved it, then people comparing it to the Dark Knight itself. It
Fair
was
enough.
just like
No, I think definitely, yeah. Dark Knight
wider
Rises,
cultural impact. James Bond
Agreed.
lore, Skyfall is important, and it's a great movie.
I think Skyfall is the most important movie for James Bond in the last,
Sure.
many years.
Yeah.
Not including Casino Royale, though it is about as equally
you're right.
important. But yeah, it does a lot of things to James Bond films that have never been done. Anyway, I'm just putting it
Sure.
out there as a thing. Yeah.
My biggest disappointment, I'm going to say though, with regards to being let down more than Amazing Spider-Man, because yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't such a big disappointment for me because I haven't been invested in Spider-Man until.
I'll tell you what's
until
most
Tom
disappointing,
Holland.
that Mark Webb couldn't make a good Spider-Man movie.
But you know what? Watch 500 Days of Summer, and if you don't cringe every 15 seconds...
I didn't like that movie when it came out.
Oh,
It's
look
not
at
a good
you.
movie.
Dinkar's too ahead of his time. Have
I've
you seen...
forgotten them. I have
I
seen
was
them. but I can't
also
remember
like,
them.
that was when I was in college, and literally, I mean, maybe this was just me being like, oh, you guys don't know anything, but it was just like, this movie's not as good as you think it is.
You're going to hate it now if you watch it again.
I
What's so
haven't
bad
in
about it?
ages. Huh?
Yeah.
I've forgotten it completely. What's so
just,
bad about it?
It's just like it's all the moments that you find in like this very postmodern hipster filmmaking kind of
Yes,
stuff.
I will say
like
that.
it was cool then. It was like fresh then, but it's not aged very well.
But my
according to me.
thesis is
Yeah.
that 500 Days of Summer does not endorse the behavior of your main two people. Like, basically, Joglo and Zoe's characters are supposed to be terrible people, because they kind of are.
Well, he is not that terrible
Well,
in the movie. At least
he
since we're seeing
kind
it
of
from his.
is.
We're not
It's
seeing,
essentially like a...
I'd say watch it again. Just watch it again. It's not. I mean, it's told from his perspective, so I guess it's a lot
That's
easier
why
on him.
it frames
than
it
is-
as... Yeah,
that
and
it's
that's
her
like
fault.
he's an unreliable narrator in that movie. Why are we discussing 500 Days? Jigs, give us your worst disappointment.
Men in Black 3.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah,
actually
because my
enjoyed it.
problem with Spider-Man was that, or the lesser problem with Spider-Man was that I wasn't as hyped for it. So I was like, all right, I didn't
You
expect
didn't like
much.
Men in Black 3? It was better than 2. It had the time travel stuff. It had Josh Brolin.
Correct, yeah.
I think
It
you're
was,
thinking of 4.
I haven't seen 4.
Oh. But then how?
3 was not bad.
Josh
It wasn't
Brolin.
great.
It had time travel. It was
Yeah.
great. It
No.
wasn't that bad.
I checked out by 2, and then 3 was for me, and I was like, all right, well, so
Okay,
that's why I haven't
fair
seen
enough.
4.
Maybe because you were checked out and you didn't, you weren't invested anymore in the characters, so you're like, I don't care about.
Nah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
And yeah, that's 2012.
That is
it?
2012. So give us a final pick. Are we going with Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah,
That's my pick
I
too.
think you must.
Yeah.
All right. 2013 then.
Yes, I have very few movies in this.
This one also had nothing for me.
I have
in
a
my
few though.
Top 10.
Oddly weak here, huh?
It is an
Yeah.
oddly weak year, but there are some gems.
Wait, we need to pick an underdog from 2012.
An underdog from Wreck-It Ralph. No,
Prometheus.
Prometheus, please.
Right?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph, again, great, but I don't know. It's a bit of a heavyweight of a year.
I go with. I think go with Prometheus for
Or
sure.
Cabin in the Woods, but that's not going to win. It's too quiet of a movie to do that.
But there are plenty of movies, man, that came out that
Lots
year.
of movies.
Yeah,
All right,
some movies.
2013. Give
All
us a
right.
2013.
So I have as probably my favorite maybe Gravity.
Your
is
top favorite.
Wow.
yeah, Gravity is then that year for me.
I also have Gravity.
And I have Elysium, which is a great
Interesting.
Matt Damon film by...
I suppose of the year.
It's underrated as okay,
It's
that
underrated,
movie,
yes.
But it is a brilliant movie, and it's this guy, boy, what's his name?
What?
District 9. God damn it.
Mr. District 9.
What's his name? District
Jigs, what's his
Chappie.
name?
Nope.
My
You're
God.
naming all his
I'm
movies?
blanking out.
Neil Blomkamp.
Neil Blomkamp, thank you. Yeah.
I kept thinking Noah Baumbach
Yeah,
in my
I was
head, and I was like,
thinking
it's
Noah
not. Well,
Yeah,
it's almost the same name. All right.
So I want to say Elysium, and I would
It's
I'd pick
Mr.
Gravity.
South Africa himself.
But there is one movie which I absolutely love, and out of all these movies, I've seen the most.
Yeah.
World War Z, which is f***ing cool.
I still haven't seen that.
I saw that.
I love it.
I wish I
love that
didn't.
movie.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I think. Just check it out. It's Brad Astra.
Brad Astra, yeah.
Yeah, watch it. It's good. I think it's good.
I've heard very mixed things about it.
I really like it. I like Contagion, a film that we skipped in 2011.
Contagion is great. Again,
so it's like that.
Steven Soderbergh being consistently underrated. He's just
Correct.
such a competent filmmaker that I think people see his movies and go like, it was great, and then move on. I know why. It's like, job well done, but it's job spectacularly done.
Is he an Oscar darling? Like, do people like him?
He always has been a critical darling. I mean, he started with like Sex Lies in Videotape.
Correct, yeah, that's right.
And he continues to do astonishing
And he's also
stuff.
been like a cutting edge filmmaker. Like, he does things in film that like people haven't done yet. You know,
Shoots
camera
and cuts
techniques.
all his own stuff.
Yeah, he's quite
with
cool.
under pseudonyms. People didn't know for the longest time that he was editing his or shooting his own movies.
Yeah.
But they were like, who's this guy? And he's like, oh yeah, shit, it's me.
In and as.
In and as.
Yeah, that
Last
vibe.
year he did High Flying Bird with just camera phones.
Nice.
A
Any
sports
good?
movie.
Any good?
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot of crazy shit like that. I like that.
Great dude.
Yeah. But so like Contagion, what I mentioned about World War Z is like, I like geopolitical, like science fiction stuff. And like Contagion, World War Z is like that. It's cool. It's got a lot of action. It's got a bit of emotion also. But it's mostly like this cross-country kind of idea that, you know, this virus is kind of spreading, and it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Interesting.
I think you just give it a shot.
Sounds like Babel.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, but not as depressing, weirdly enough.
All right.
Yes.
So, we're torn apparently on World War Z. I haven't seen it. Jigs hates it. You
No,
loves it.
but I'm saying if I have to have a pick for this year, I would say it's Gravity.
I would also say Gravity.
I
Jigs,
also
what do you have?
Yeah.
I don't have anything on this year, but if I had
Nothing,
to, no, that's a bad year. But if I did, I would say Iron Man 3.
Ah, nice. I also
As
have
the best, I don't know. It was also the year of the World's End.
It's
I
a
also
weak
have
year.
World's
The
End.
World's End.
It was fine.
But yeah, it was fine.
I checked out of
I
World's End
do
halfway
have
through the movie.
Star
It was good
Trek-
to begin with, and I was like, eh.
It was 2012 when you checked out of like everything.
Until 2017.
Two bad years, man. Just two really
I
bad
do
years.
have Star Trek Into Darkness also on my list.
Yes, but I wouldn't say that's...
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like
it's
both
an
these years
okay
are
movie.
fine.
Yeah, because
years.
there's Man of Steel,
There's nothing that stands
there's
out.
Pacific Rim, there's a bunch of shit.
There are movies I can tell you that are better than other movies, but it doesn't make them great movies.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Gravity, I would say, is
Also,
still a
it's
great
fine.
movie.
I
But
don't think it's great.
Actually,
It's
the
fine.
best movie from 2013
I think
is
Gravity is great.
Is Prisoners, but doesn't fall in our category.
It
So,
does
yeah,
not,
yeah.
no.
So yeah,
Interesting.
That's where I'm at.
I will throw in India at that time was happening Go Goa Gone. Solid movie, very underrated. Nobody watched it.
I didn't watch it either.
It is a shame.
It is a shame.
It was, we had this weird moment in 2012, 2013 where India was like, let's make a bunch of zombie movies. Some of them like did not end up getting made even. But
this one did.
this was one of them that got made, and it was possibly the best of the lot.
Nice.
Cool. All right, 2014.
All right. So wait, did we pick an underdog for that year?
Oh, we haven't picked an underdog.
Elysium.
Really?
Yeah.
Jigs?
Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
Wolverine, the.
The last, apart from the last 30 minutes, the movie is great. Last 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Movie's
I'll
great.
agree with that.
I think it's good. I mean, it's also got Frozen, man, that year. Yo, that's one of my favorites. I have an Elsa Funko.
Is that old? Holy shit.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It is from 2013.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
all right.
Frozen is great, by the way.
Give
I'm
us
just
an-
saying.
Yes, it is, but I don't know if it'll. We're not debating whether movies are great or not. We're saying what is the best of the year / decade. So,
Gravity,
give us an underdog.
Underdog.
Our wild card is going to come from these underdogs. You realize?
I'm going to go with Elysium. I think it's a fantastic
Jigs,
film.
do you second?
I haven't seen it. So
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay,
why I
got
say
it.
Wolverine,
Fine, I'll second. Elysium.
All right.
Worst.
the.
A good
Worst
day
is-
to die hard. I shall give you.
Easy one.
Right? Vipo.
But there's so many bad movies that year. G.I. Joe Retaliation.
I didn't even watch
now,
that.
I think I
now
saw
you
that.
see me.
I think I saw G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Now you
is
see,
is Retaliation
it's
the
a
first
bad
one?
movie, but
You know,
I would
Hunger
say
Games?
bad in a watchable way.
What
Possibly
about Thor: The Dark World? No, it's not that bad.
not the worst.
Man, so many good
The
movies. in this one.
boringest, I would call Thor. Actually, it's not even the boringest. It's fine. Whatever.
Grown Ups 2. No, it doesn't count.
The worst, I don't know.
Man, Hunger Games Catching Fire.
Do we need to pick a worst? Let's just pick.
We don't
Let's
need
pick.
to.
Let's pick good movies instead.
We're doing for fun. All right, 2014.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. 2014. Okay. This is a tough year.
It's a great year.
This is a great year.
Such a good year.
I'm going to go with...
It's like reviewing wine bottles.
Okay, Jishnu, what do you have from 2014? Because I have a lot.
I got a lot. I dumbed it down to what I guess could be an underdog because I don't know if it technically falls into a thing, but I loved it so much. It's such a one-off. Nightcrawler.
Oh, sick
Jake
movie.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if it strictly falls into a thing. He's a journalist.
Oh yeah, shit.
I haven't seen
I don't
it.
think I've seen this. Yeah, wait, no. This is
Wow, that's a first.
This is the same guy who did Prisoners. Yeah, the same
Yes.
director.
Yeah.
Man, shit. I actually wanted to watch this. I've not seen this.
I forget.
I was thinking of what is the other
What?
Jake Gyllenhaal movie which he's like a weird guy.
The
Most
painter
of them.
dude? The art dude?
Yeah.
That's from a year or two ago.
That was something else. Shit, I can't remember. But yeah. I want to watch this movie for sure. Damn. This is a good movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
This is a great year. So
All
a
right,
couple
tell
of
us.
contenders.
What do you got?
I'm going to throw you a couple
What
of
you got?
contenders. Okay. Let's begin with My Beloved Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you got Interstellar.
So you got
Then you
Guardians
got
1, right?
Guardians 1, yeah. Then you got Interstellar. Then
Yeah.
you got Gone Girl.
Nice.
Then you got Lego Movie.
Oh,
Lego
Gone Girl
movie
counts, I
I would
suppose.
say
Yeah,
Lego
yeah.
movie
Think of
is my top.
And
of
again,
this
this is vaguely in our wheelhouse because it's about a superhero,
Birdman. Yeah.
right. So like, it's this year made up for my 2 previous years being shit.
Interesting.
Dinkar, what do you got?
I have also Guardians of the Galaxy, like broadly Jishnu's list, but I will add to it Snowpiercer and John Wick, which I didn't watch in 2014, but came out in 2014 apparently.
So I have John Wick as well. I have Snowpiercer. I have Edge of Tomorrow, which is a great watch.
It is a great one.
It's a fun
really.
movie.
But I will put my card forward. Lego movie is definitely my favorite of that year. I think, that's a brilliant movie. They'll never make a movie like that again. Interstellar is also there.
They tried, and it's not bad.
Lego Batman movie maybe, but not Lego Movie 2. Lego Movie 2 I loved it, but the first reveal of the non-animated side of it is what
Is
changes the
stunning,
game.
sure.
Yeah. So I think Lego Movie is definitely is the top movie of that year for me.
Tough one. Okay, so let's say between Guardians of the Galaxy and Lego Movie, we should pick one.
What about Interstellar?
I'm torn. Interstellar, good. Also
Great-
on my
great
list, but I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to say Lego Movie.
I'd vote Guardians because
Just a surprise.
mainly because of I think it's the first time in a long time I've seen a fun space romp as fun as and as spacey as Star Wars. You know what I mean? Because usually, if you're seeing space movies, it's like a Gravity or it's like like an Interstellar. It's something that's very introspective and very
Well, those are
highbrow.
sci-fi movies more than superhero movies.
Yeah, exactly. So I like this. It's been a while since we've been
You like seeing
romping
space being
in
the fun.
space.
It's a space western.
Sorry, I had one more
just
movie
like a
which I
more-
forgot to add.
What
Which
tis?
is Winter Soldier is actually also from that year.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, which I
Totally
love.
blanked on that.
Yeah, so that's there.
I'm giving you.
But I'm still going to go with Lego Movie as my pick for sure.
I think
I'll
I'll
give
go
you.
with
I'm going to give you a small spoiler alert.
For Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, for our review.
Mhm.
2014 is in the top contender for best year of the decade for me.
Oh, are we doing best year of the decade?
We'll get there.
I suppose so. All right, I'm going with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Give us an underdog then.
The Lego Movie.
Done. The worst for me that year was Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Disappointed me far more than The Amazing Spider-Man.
I agree.
At the end of The Amazing Spider-Man,
You know why?
I thought there was potential because I
Hope.
liked...
Yeah.
Because you have hope.
Exactly. I like
Is that
Andrew
the one-
Garfield, I
is
like
that-
Emma Stone. I thought there was...
I actually hated them.
Which of the
Why?
Spider-Mans?
I
Which of the
hated Andrew
Spider-Mans
Garfield.
ended with
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, in the prison. There's
Jamie
like a
Foxx
tease
is-
in.
That's
that
the
one?
first one.
In
Yeah,
the
that's the first
prison?
one. Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
post-credit
Where
scene.
they
Okay,
show
cool,
Norman
cool, cool,
Osborn. Yeah.
That was
I
wrong?
tell you what is
What?
the worst
Oh, okay.
about
Jesus.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. They straight up forgot to finish a storyline.
Yeah, it's so
They forgot
annoying.
Irfan Khan on a bridge where he was stuck in traffic and he might have died and they never
He
went
was in
back
that
to him.
movie?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Wow.
He was a
He's
key
about
villain.
in every movie for that much time.
Kind of an amazing decade for him. I mean, it ended in more conflicted fashion, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wow. Odd. All right, let's take a break. We're about halfway through.
Welcome to Peak Planet, a new podcast where we delve into the fallouts of the growth path that we and indeed much of the world has chosen. Sustainable growth is the buzzword. Until we nail that down, we need to ensure that we keep our population healthy and also have the resources for our increasingly urban lifestyles. I'm Karthik Ganesan, a researcher at the Council on Energy, Environment and Water, a Delhi-based policy research institute where for almost a decade we've been trying to explain and change the use, reuse and misuse of our resources. In the first season of Peak Planet, we take up air pollution, public enemy number one and an invisible one at that. Increasingly, the most important risk factor for adverse health outcomes, air pollution has become the most unwanted byproduct for an aggressively growing economy. Over 4 episodes, we find out how prepared our systems are to deal with this crisis. You can catch the entire first season of Peak Planet out now on the IVM Podcasts app or website, or wherever you get your podcast from.
Hey guys, we're back. We're reviewing the decade. What year are we at, Dinkar?
We are at 2015, which means we're exactly halfway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, that is how math
Why do you
works.
sound surprised?
I don't sound surprised.
Cool.
Okay.
Just
Tejas sounded surprised.
Just checking.
Do you not know which of us is which?
Just checking.
He didn't. He looked down for a second. He's like, these are interchangeable.
All right. So we are now at 2015.
What did we pick for 2014? Lego Movie is
Guardians
the
of the
Underdog.
Galaxy,
Yeah.
Underdog is a Lego movie, and the worst is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, nice. 2015.
Yes.
Clear frontrunner for me.
Outside in.
Yes, is there on my list. But I was going to say Mad Max is definitely one of the top films of that year.
Ditto.
It is so... I've seen it again maybe in the last year. Man, it's still fantastic.
It holds up. If
It holds up
I
amazing.
felt like it was a great movie that year, and then later it would kind of diminish. It really hasn't. It still stands as a very, very good movie.
Because there's not much to it plot-wise in the sense that it's just
That's
a
what's
visceral
amazing about
experience.
it. It
And
kind of blew my mind at
Yeah.
how it could just basically turn a movie into a ride.
Into
Yeah.
a ride. And it's like a visceral experience. So you
Yeah.
watch in IMAX, it's enveloping, it's immersive, it's brilliant, and it's got
But it's
Furiosa.
still got like a
and
really
boom.
meaningful story, right? Like there's an impact to what's happening. So I had just said, I think that it still holds up.
Yeah.
I put Mad Max and Dunkirk in the same box, which
Okay.
are both movies that I would highly recommend people go watch. Movies that I will never rewatch, but I think are totally worth watching at least once in theaters, just the way you mentioned, because they're viscerally so evocative and they're like a roller coaster ride. But weak in story, weak in plot. But that's not also kind of like by design,
By
not the
design,
reason
yeah.
they were made.
I
Which
would-
is why it doesn't
okay.
resonate with me, but I would
Yeah.
definitely put it on people's lists of like movies you gotta see before you die.
I
Definitely
do
these.
think Mad
I
Max is
agree
better
with
than
you.
Dunkirk.
Oh, way better. I
Way,
tell
way,
you
way
why.
better.
I think in terms of the thematic impact of it, Dunkirk was basically saying like, here's an amazing story that happened. Mad Max has some resonance because of the kind of stuff it's trying to say as well.
Yes,
like there's that
it is trying to say a lot.
It comments
On the water crisis,
sure.
it's commenting on on women empowerment. So many things that it's trying to indicate with its very kind of post-apocalyptic kind of plot, which is kind of cartoonish. It's like
indicating
caricature
how everyone will survive on blood.
on blood. It's like a caricature of like people, but they are. It's like a alternate reality. That's just what it is, and
Yeah.
it's great. I love it. It's solid.
Give us yours.
I had nothing
Jishnu.
on this here, but if I had to, I would say Inside Out.
I think Inside is
It's
definitely on my
a
list.
great contender, but it's not in my top 10.
Let me tell you
It's
what's
the,
on-
I think it's the best of
Also
the year for me.
of Mission Impossible
I
Road
was just
Nation.
gonna say that.
I know,
Okay.
that's why I'm
Let me just
jumping
tell
in.
you what
it's
Dinkar
on
was
my
gonna
list
say.
also.
And of course, The Force Awakens is also there on this list. It's very important a film to me, and I think to us because of what it means for us. A very resonant culturally impact, and cultural impact is immense, and is the reason why Geek Fruit exists. In many
I
ways.
don't
So
have any Star Wars on my list for obvious reasons.
I have
so
two Star
I think
Wars
that, like
on my
there's some
list.
biases that I'm excluding.
So yeah, Force Awakens is definitely on that list for that year. But I would, if we have to pick, what would you go with? I would say Inside Out. But you know what? Inside
I'm
Out's
gonna
not
say
my favorite.
let's go with Mad Max and Inside Out as an underdog. I also had on my list, other than all of these which we already discussed, same list, Detective Byomkesh Bakshi. Good movie.
Lokesh is cool.
Underrated.
Our friends are on the soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to say Mad Max definitely is that year. Inside Out is not my favorite Pixar film, but it is on
But
my
we're
list.
talking about the year.
Yeah, but I'm seeing it as later on we will get a Pixar film that I've chosen.
I see.
So that's why I picked.
We already had Toy Story 3 as well.
Yeah, that's true. But it didn't make the cut.
It did
and neither
not.
will my other one, but it's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
What do you want to say? What do you say? I think
Yeah, I know your other one is not going to make it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mad Max and Inside Out then.
Okay, cool.
Does anyone have a worst? Fantastic Four came out this year.
There we go. It is bad.
This is an easy one. 2016. What a year. What a year. I don't know if it was. Tell me, Jishnu. What's your favorite?
It was,
I know he
in
has.
fact.
I know what he has
Tell
on
me,
his list.
tell me.
I feel like I know what all of us have.
I think Arrival is definitely one of the movies. I think it's definitely the top runner for that film. For that, but it's also Civil War is
Yeah,
also
so
in that
those are my
year.
two. Yeah.
The two films I have, which you bastards have not seen. Okay, maybe Zootopia you guys have seen, I think.
Of course.
Yeah, so Zootopia is definitely on that. But The Accountant is on that year's list. For me, it's my underdog. It'll perennially be my underdog. It is a fantastic film.
I'm sure I'll watch Accountant and enjoy it, but I cannot imagine it being that good.
It's... Why? Just check it out. It's like Atomic Blonde, man. Like, that movie's an underdog. Straight up underdog. It's so good.
But it's not best of the decade good.
But it's an underdog good.
But we're talking underdogs for best of the decade, not underrated. Underdog.
Okay, fair enough. Then in that case, I want to say...
Underdog.
Underdog. That's such a dark theme, right?
It is a very dark theme.
Okay. Arrival is my pick.
No. All right, cool. Go on.
Arrival, Civil War, and Underdog, Sausage Party.
Underdog, Sausage Party?
I haven't watched
Was
that
Sausage
movie.
Party the movie in 2015?
Joshing. I'm just joshing, guys.
Sausage Party is a disgusting movie.
You see it?
Disgusting movie.
Very funny.
Have you seen
also,
it?
Yeah, of course. But like, so filthy that it I was gasping and like clutching my necklace. It was that filthy.
I mean, considering how much you love Viscera, as we know from The Boys,
Oh, no,
I can only
it's
imagine
not disgusting
this must...
visually.
okay.
It's just very, very dirty.
Okay.
Like it's a filthy movie.
So the innuendos got to you.
I don't like Viscera, but man, I see like,
don't like
Viscera
Viscera.
stuff. Like
Dinkar 2020. I don't like Viscera. Please tattoo that.
That's my next t-shirt.
all right. So 2016, are we all also the year of Rogue One? I suppose.
I actually think Rogue One is really good.
I think it's an underrated movie. I don't know if it qualifies for best of the decade.
But you
though.
know what? A lot of Star Wars fans these days love Rogue One over any of the movies that have come out in the last 5
It's
to
a
10
very
years.
strong movie, I will say, and I like it more in hindsight.
Exactly, same.
And as we discussed from our previous bulletin, it could be a great entry point, potentially. If you've never seen any Star Wars, you can watch Rogue One and have a great
It's an
time.
interesting gateway, I think so, for sure. So we're going with Arrival?
I think
I'd vote
so.
Arrival,
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Do we
that's a
have an
fantastic
underdog?
Civil War, I guess, probably.
Okay, yeah, good one.
I think it's one of the strongest
Can we
Marvel films.
pause for a second? What do you mean? Okay, now you've lost me with the definition of underdog.
He just explained it, and once again, you weren't listening to him.
Of course.
Like you weren't listening when we explained the rules.
Yeah.
The underdog is a list of movies that we think should be in the best of the decade. So basically, it's your opportunity to say, I want this movie to be given a second chance because one of these...
So it's basically the second best movie. Therefore,
Not
it's the second
necessarily.
best movie from that year.
It is.
Yeah,
Right.
that's not an underdog. That's not how you define underdog. But it works.
It is an
It works
underdog
it works
in the
for this.
context
Yes,
of...
yes.
I agree with you, Jishnu.
All of
but
this is
because
for
you
this.
listen to him-
Webster's dictionary does not define underdog like that, but Dinkar's dictionary does, and it's okay.
No, because it's an
team-
underdog in the
I'm
context
team
of the
Dinks.
best of the decade.
I'm team Dinks here, for once in my life.
So listen to your
so
leader.
enjoy it while it lasts.
It's an underdog in the context of the best of the decade.
Let's move
I
on.
would say the worst
If there's a tournament and something might not
2016.
win, then it's called an underdog.
worst of 2016. Hit me.
I will give you Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wow.
It's a poor one.
Yeah.
But also,
Oh, wait, hey, Apocalypse?
was
that's
X-Men Apocalypse
same year.
2016? Oh.
No, it's not.
Yeah, dude.
It came out last year. We spoke about it last year.
No, that's not X-Men Apocalypse. That's Dark Phoenix.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh shit, Apocalypse. I'm confusing the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. You were right.
Because they're two
Apocalypse
poor
definitely
movies.
the worst movie of that year. Yeah.
Yeah.
More than Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I think so. Suicide Squad had...
No.
Okay.
sorry.
Let me
Suicide Squad
no.
was-
Let me flip the
Okay,
table.
yeah.
Let's defend Suicide Squad over Apocalypse. What's so great about a Suicide Squad? What are the good things that make it better than
Will
Apocalypse?
Smith.
Done. That was easy.
Yeah.
Let me-
He is the coolest.
I
in that film.
enjoy
And
both of
Harley's
these
good.
movies for two great moments, of course, which we will now recap. In
sword?
Apocalypse, it's the one where Apocalypse grabs the TV and starts absorbing all of the world's information. And when
This is
Storm...
Dinkar's favorite
Oh,
scene
yeah,
of
yeah,
all
yeah.
time.
It's my favorite scene
And he
of all
says that
time.
I love average shit.
What does he
Oh,
say
this
in that
is-
moment? I forget. He's like, I'm learning?
He doesn't say, I'm learning. Storm says, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he says, learning.
Just a reminder, that was Oscar Isaac.
Okay, my other favorite moment from Suicide Squad, of course, as we all know, is when...
I think I know.
Spirit of the soul of my husband.
100%
That's her first line.
He's
Like her first scene
this
ever.
is
Right? She just walks
exposition,
on.
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And Joel Kinnaman is just like, oh no, throughout the movie.
Wasn't it
this
Jai
throughout the-
Courtney? Oh,
Throughout,
no, it's Joel
throughout
Kinnaman who
the
says
movie,
it.
Joel Kinnaman just spews exposition because for the viewer.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's name is this. He jumps over things.
And this is in spite of the fact that they had title cards in
Yeah,
the movie.
exactly.
With
Yeah,
like
exactly.
character names and shit.
Yeah.
And then she stuck into the lost soul of her husband. And then they cut to her, it's like, Himini.
With her thing in a sword, she
Yeah,
puts
yeah,
it in.
yeah.
Then you never see her for the rest of the movie.
Dude, but Katana is actually such a... Oh, man.
Wait,
what a
you don't
plot.
see what happens then?
Like
What, she goes into the
she
sword?
does some
Such a
random
good
stuff, but
character.
they never follow up on
Huh.
her character of like, all right, your sword traps souls and your
Right.
husband is in it or whatever. They're like, yeah, cool. Introduce her, move on.
And my favorite, which is Enchantress, which is just that doing that
Does the
whirly
funky dance at the
Yeah,
end?
yeah, yeah.
At that moment, I would say Suicide Squad is an enjoyably bad movie because in that moment I was just like, what is this life we're living?
Yeah, I know.
What is our purpose on
How
Earth?
did we reach here?
How is this happening?
Anyway, yeah.
All right, so Arrival is our best of 2016. Give us an underdog, huh?
Civil War, man.
All right, yeah, cool, done. 2017, oh my god, it's the year of Jishnu.
It's the year of
Jishnu, this is yours. Give me everything.
Just whatever you pick is correct. Actually, there's lots of good movies in 2017. I have the,
It
I have the
was a
most,
good year.
I have the most in any year in this year.
Like I said, it's going to
And
be
I
a
know-
tough one to pick best year of the decade, but this is a front runner.
I have one front runner, one obvious guy. I think Logan is definitely the front runner of that year. Yeah, without question.
That makes me very happy. Yes,
but
it's my favorite.
Very close second for me. Actually, there's so many good movies. Can I rattle off?
There are too many. Yeah, go on.
Last Jedi, Blade Runner 2049, which I loved.
Yeah.
Coco, which was my Pixar pick. Atomic Blonde, which is an underdog. The Shape of Water, underdog. And my favorite movie of that year, which is War of the Planet of the Apes, came out 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Also an underdog. Interesting.
Yeah. So
I think
Good year.
this year is. I think. Let's just call it.
We had to
I think it's
pick one.
unbeatable. Because
But
if
you
you want to get.
You said 2014 is your favorite year.
It was up there. It's definitely a close second, but now I'm looking at the list and it's just too good to be true. So
Solid,
yeah,
yeah.
Logan is number one, of course. But then you got Ragnarok, Get Out, Baby Driver, Blade Runner, Last Jedi, Planet of
solid.
the Apes,
Oh, Baby Driver.
Homecoming.
That terrible movie.
People don't talk about Homecoming enough.
we don't talk about, and
It
it's
is
definitely
so
a better
good.
movie
It's far better than Far From Home. Guardians 2.
Guys still
It's
love
just
it.
goes on.
Paddington 2.
Batman, Lego Batman,
Lego Batman. Oh shit, so many
Yeah,
good movies.
it's so good. I mean, it's also
It's all been downhill from 2017.
Three
Covenant.
Billboards, John Wick 2,
This
Billboards
is
doesn't count.
such
Fate
a
of the
good year.
Furious.
It's such a good year.
Fate of the Furious is
The
the car
Disaster
movie you
Artist.
enjoy over Baby Driver.
Yeah, I don't like Baby Driver. I think Baby Driver is dumb.
Okay, so we know my pick.
I mean,
We all
it's
make
fine, it's
mistakes.
fine.
What's yours?
It's okay.
Mine are, I would say, possibly. It's a tough one for me to pick like the winner. I think it's between Logan, Last Jedi, and Blade Runner 2049 for me.
Yeah.
I also have Ragnarok and Get Out. But chalo, I'll go with Logan.
Yeah.
Logan.
I think, what can we do as the second pick?
May I underdog Blade Runner 2049?
I was going to say Last Jedi. I was going to say War of the Planet of the Apes. Oh my god, you guys. It's one of my favorite movies. So good. I had such an emotional
Sure,
experience.
but it's not the best of the decade.
I'm gonna vote Last Jedi for
I'll also vote Last Jedi
For
for
feels.
underdog. Chalo.
I will vote Last Jedi also for underdog.
personal feels.
The worst of that year was...
Transformer last night.
Did you watch
Wow,
it?
so
No, I didn't.
quick. On
But
the
I
day.
did.
But you know it's the worst.
But I recognized the cosplay guy for some
Yeah.
reason. Oh wait, was that from
was
that movie?
That was from the second movie.
Oh, that's
Dark
the
of the
second movie.
Moon.
Oh, never mind.
Revenge of the
Oh,
Fallen.
the Dark of the Moon.
What about Valerian
The movie we had to review.
and the city of Whatchamafaces?
Did you watch it?
No, did you?
Then why are you saying it's the
I
worst?
don't know. Did you see it?
No.
I did not.
You guys see a
Oh,
lot of
no, I
movies?
have seen it. Sorry.
And?
Yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of Poe
It's
movies.
fine.
I'll tell you what the worst is.
Oh, yeah?
The movie that brought down a franchise, The Mummy.
Wait, what?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was dumb.
Who's
I
Mummy?
mean, it's
Wait, wait,
a
wait.
shitty
Did The
movie.
Mummy also have Cara Delevingne in it? No, it didn't.
No, it had that girl who looks like Kavya Trehan.
Show me-
What's her name?
Show me
Sophie
Mummy. Which
Butella.
hang on, guys. Which mummy
Sophie
we
Butella.
talking
Sophie
about?
Butella, who was also in Atomic Blonde and is very good at
Yes.
Which mummy is this?
that. The Tom Cruise The Mummy.
And with this guy.
It came out?
Yeah.
I remember the trailers. I don't
course.
remember people talking about it.
You forgot that it came out?
Because people didn't talk about it.
It was supposed to be the launch of Universal's
I know, yeah.
Dark
yeah.
Universe.
I thought they just pulled the plug on
It had
that.
Russell Crowe playing, at that point, Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah.
And Jake Johnson also.
We did a
was in
whole
it.
episode speculating on where they could go with that because I was vaguely
They
kind
went
of
also.
interesting.
They went,
Um,
Jigs.
And they aborted.
It was not a terrible movie. It was just the most random, pointless movie.
Sure.
Yeah, it was super
At
bad.
the end of which,
But
it did so
did they-
poorly that Universal was like, we're canning this
But
universe.
did they post credit some tease for
Of course,
a
yeah.
sure they
With
did.
who did they?
They had a new logo. They had a new vanity card for Universal that said Dark
Universe.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should see this.
And then they shut it down.
But what did they tease? What did they tease?
Dude, they even took a photo shoot. They had a photo shoot
was
of all
supposed to-
these
Yeah,
guys.
that I remember exactly. I
My
remember all that.
God.
See, I remember the press about it, but then nobody talked talked about the movie after it came out.
Yeah, it was fine.
Like they talked about the movie more before it came
They
out than after
basically
it came
soft piloted Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde inside this movie.
No,
Okay,
they
okay.
soft piloted the movie because they had the universe because they had another. They retroactively added one movie, which was Dracula.
Yes.
Or something like
which
that.
had come out but wasn't part of the Dark Universe. And then they were like, oh, you know what? We were making a universe all along.
Who's Dracula are we talking?
There was a Dracula movie.
Yeah.
Which I then
I don't
proceeded
know. I haven't seen it.
to
But
confuse with I, Frankenstein and Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. That is the best title of all time.
it's the greatest.
Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Isn't there Pride and Prejudice and Zombies?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
that
pretty
is.
good.
These were all part of the same trend. Pride and
Yeah.
Prejudice and Zombies started it. It was a book that basically...
It's a book?
Yeah, these were all books.
Graphic novel, yeah.
Oh, a
No,
graphic
Pride
novel.
and Prejudice and Zombies was a novel.
It's a word book.
What? No.
It's a letters book.
It's words book.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So-
So was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Very funny. All right. So we have Logan, The Last Jedi as the underdog, and worst. I think with worst, we're going more for enjoyably
Yeah, yeah.
bad.
I
so
like
the
that.
Mummy wins for me.
Yes.
Chalo, I'll take it.
We're getting closer to the present, 2018.
Easy one.
Yeah.
There's one clear winner.
Jigs, give us yours because our movie is not your movie, I think.
It didn't make it for me on my top 10. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Infinity.
Yeah, that's
Tis Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse, yeah. Into the Spider-Verse, Infinity War. I want to put in Hereditary, just as a mention. It's one of the best movies I've seen. It really ruined me. And was this also the year of Fallout? No, Fallout was last year. No, Fallout was...
Was the start of last year? It's a little hazy.
I think Fallout was 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, so
Yep,
I'd
yep.
say Fallout was my favorite, one of my favorites from that year. But yeah, Spider-Verse, easily the best movie. for
I'm
me.
also going with Spider-Verse.
Yes, I think it should be. I
It's
think
a great movie.
Yeah, it deserves that spot.
What was yours, Jigs? You said
Infinity
nothing
War.
from 2018. Infinity War, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's if I have to pick for the best of the year, but it's not the best in the 10 of the decade.
I'd say
Bhavesh Joshi was also 2018.
yes, our boy.
It's our boy.
Love that shit.
Good movie.
Good movie. Spider-Verse, Infinity War. I think that's your order.
All right.
Yeah,
Underdog then, Infinity War. Very strong movie.
Very good movie.
Yeah, okay. Bhavesh Joshi. I would say the worst movie of that year for me was Thugs of Hindostan.
Because you saw it.
I watched like a lot of movies.
I did see the
but
first
this
20
was,
minutes of it.
Again, it was enjoyably bad.
No, was it also the year of Race 3? Because that shit is wildly bad.
That's not enjoyably bad for me. Thugs of Hindostan, I laugh my ass off. It's very funny.
No,
It
Race 3
tried really
dude,
hard.
Race 3 is damn funny, dude. It's so dumb.
Yeah, actually, I think you might be right.
Yes.
It might be enjoyably funny as well.
It is. Trust me. It
Okay,
is
one of the main characters in Thugs of Hindostan is an eagle.
yeah.
That
I
only
saw
has
the,
one
I saw
sound
the
effect.
first 20, 25 minutes of it, yeah.
You watched the first 25. You watched the first episode of Thugs of Hindostan.
Yes. I saw the first hug.
There's
Have either of you guys-
there's a sequence where Amir Khan is supposed to be infiltrating this British camp. So here, a clearly brown dude puts on a blonde wig, and you can see his black beard under it. But everybody's like, "Oh, Mr. Amir, come in." So he's hanging around.
Mr. Amir.
Katrina Kaif is now supposed to do a sexy dance. Okay, she is like basically it's one of those
Seductress.
cabaret. Yeah, she's a seductress. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, bring this lady out! It's only us boys, the Brits. We rule this country. Let's see some sexy shit." She comes out and basically starts doing gymnastics.
Nice.
It's the most unsexy dance moves you could have.
Yo, good gymnastics is cool, man. Oh, yeah, but it's not
But
hard,
this is
I guess.
not. I guess this wasn't good.
All right, so we have Into
I-
the Spider-Verse. Yes, give me.
I want to make an honorable mention for a movie that I haven't seen, which everybody and their mom has told me to watch.
But you're
Have you
honorably
seen?
mentioning it.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I've
Say it
heard
with
nothing-
honor, Jigs.
Sorry to bother you.
Ah, yes,
Have you
I've
guys
heard
seen
much
it?
about
Still haven't.
No,
It's
no.
not
That's
gotten around
case
to
in
it.
point. It's like it's
Very good movie.
I've heard nothing
heard.
but incredible things about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But we can't honorably mention
I
it
know,
if
but
we
it's
haven't
like
seen it.
that's my point.
Yeah.
It's just like it's one movie.
Scum my boy Lakeith.
It's the last movie I can think of in recent past that I've heard people sing such high praises of that the minute it comes up that I haven't seen it, they shut up.
Man, there's so many. There's so
There's,
many
like it's
movies.
one of those movies. Like it's so good, I will
I won't
not say a
tell you
word.
anything, yeah. That
Which
Black
never
Klansman, so many
happens. Which
movies
almost
like
never
that.
happens.
Black Klansman.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, sure, but I don't know if we've
Maybe in 2027 I'll check it out.
yeah, check it out in 2027.
Cool.
Lakeith Stanfield in that movie, no?
Oh.
Just honorable mention to him.
Lakeith.
He's a cool dude. In France, they call him the Keith.
Very good.
2019. Twas last year.
This might.
I have one
Yeah.
movie.
Go.
Actually, I have three movies, but I'm gonna say I'll put Knives Out.
Yeah,
in
I did
front,
too. That was my choice.
because of how bizarre,
Refreshing,
and weird,
yeah.
and different it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like in a Gatha stan. So Knives Out, then Endgame, and then Toy Story 4 from last year. Also, it's been there will be subsequently lesser films because I haven't caught up with all the other films because
Yeah.
it's just from last year. Because there's some really good ones apparently which we haven't.
I haven't
yet.
I haven't seen the heavy hitters of this year yet. So I haven't seen like Once Upon a Time,
Last
and
year.
Irishman, and
It was
Marriage.
last year.
Well, yes, that.
Excusable.
I just need to point it out.
Yeah.
So Knives Out.
Okay, Knives Out. I haven't seen it yet. So
Do you have a contender?
Do you have a?
I don't know. I haven't caught up with a lot of what I think will definitely outstrip my other contenders, which are Us and Endgame.
Yeah.
But I don't think Endgame should be in a best of. If anything, Infinity War was a stronger movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Endgame cultural impact. Come on, son.
Both cultural.
Wouldn't
No,
you
no,
say
Endgame
Infinity War
way
had a
more-
bigger cultural impact?
No chance.
Of course
Endgame,
it did.
Endgame without
People were
question.
walking around going like, "What happened at the end of that
Yeah,
movie?"
but I Love You 3000. End. Finish.
That's
That's
It's
not cultural
because
impact.
it's
That's
huge.
feels.
It's Tony Stark's moment. Like, Endgame for sure has the most cultural impact out of all the Marvel films that ever come
Scarlett
out. for sure.
Johansson hosted Saturday Night Live a few weeks back. I think she was doing the Christmas episode. If I
No,
if I'm
that
not-
Eddie Murphy did.
Oh, then the one before the Christmas episode. But basically, her monologue was about her talking to cast members and they slowly
Yeah,
disappear.
yeah.
And the joke was basically, they're like, is this like an old monologue and we didn't bother writing a new one for you? She's like, yeah, it's about the Avengers movie, the one before the one.
Yeah.
So cultural impact. All right. 2019, give us an underdog.
Toy Story 4.
Us.
Us is great. But Toy Story 4, man, it's just, oh, God. So good.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying it. I'll say Us more than Toy Story 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
All right. So that's our decade.
Now we have to do maths.
No, what maths?
Now we have to end the show at 60 minutes.
We gotta pick the best year.
We gotta pick the best year. I thought we were picking the best movie. We can do both.
Let's do the first one first, which is
Best year?
Make our own damn rules. In
2017.
This wild, wild west of
Yeah,
podcasts.
2017.
Straight winner, yeah.
Woohoo!
Next.
I
Who
take,
wins
I take
anything?
that as a personal win.
Yes.
I've been saying it all
The
along,
year's
guys.
so
I've been
good.
saying it all
You
along.
gave us a spoiler without saying 2014 is my favorite. Then suddenly now 2017 is like,
See?
oh, this is my favorite.
That's
now.
how good
Well,
that
yeah.
trailer is.
2017, man. The year so good you had to live it twice.
Yeah, Jishnu definitely lived it thrice. Every year he comes out saying Logan.
It was a
his favorite.
surprisingly strong
Yeah,
one.
it was really good,
Honorable mentions, 2016 was good, I think. 2014 was strong.
Definitely good.
Actually, no,
2011
2014
also.
maybe not that strong for me.
2011 was pretty strong.
2012.
Eh?
No, 2011 for me.
2010 was really strong as well.
Basically,
It's been a good decade, huh?
Years have been strong. Next.
Do you feel like, okay, we'll come back to
Let's
this
do our
after
final-
best of the thing, but
final
I
thing.
have some interesting
culture
cues
moments.
about pop culture moments. We'll get to pop culture moments.
My
I
God.
wonder what the trend is in what we've seen over here since we've gone year by year. Like, are we doing better? Are we going worse? Do we see movies going any differently? We'll think about it. But let's talk about best of the decade. In the contenders list is R. Inception, X-Men First Class. Just basically like call out if you feel you need to vote for one of them.
Okay.
Inception, X-Men First Class, The Dark Knight Rises,
Boom. Next.
Gravity, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mad Max Fury Road, Arrival, Logan, Into the Spider-Verse, Knives Out.
Oof. Tough. I want to
For
say
me, it's
I have to.
Arrival and Logan.
Yeah, you can vote for multiple.
I have two. I have Spider-Verse and I have and The Dark Knight Rises as my top two favorite films of the decade. Thanks for letting me do this so I can also know what my favorites are.
I would say I'm voting for Arrival and Mad Max.
I guess Arrival.
And
is-
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, so between Spider-Verse and Arrival now. Cool, I like this. I would.
We could give it to both because Into the Spider-Verse doesn't have any real actors in it, so...
Wow! Wow.
So
Yeah, they just talked with their voices. That's not acting. Interesting. Okay, wait. Let me just look at this. Into the Spider-Verse, Arrival. Did I say Mad Max? But only one person voted for Mad Max. That was me, just now. Okay. The Dark Knight
Rises, yeah.
Rises.
I think The Dark Knight Rises has my favorite scene from all these
I paused
movies.
at the wrong moment. The
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises, Mad Max Fury Road, Arrival,
The Dark Knight
Logan,
Rises Mad Max.
Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, because I was reading the rest of my list because we still have our underdogs, alright?
Hit us with the underdogs.
Shutter Island. AOT. What's AOT?
Age of...
Empires.
What
Oh,
the hell is
shit.
AOT?
I don't know.
Attack of the...
It's from
Attack of the Titans?
We suck,
I don't know.
man.
It's from 2011. It's one
Which
of my
was-
favorite movies, and it's called AOT. Why?
That's a year I did not
All right,
have.
2012.
Wait, what do you
So
say?
it's-
Adventures of Tintin.
Oh, Adventures of Tintin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
I
did
really
you
should have written that out.
AOT?
Yeah.
Just put
Right?
Tintin, man. Why you gotta be so cool?
You
Oh,
could've
that
written
other
Tin.
magic song. All right.
Anyway.
All right. So Shutter Island, Adventures of Tintin, AOT, Prometheus,
Yeah.
Elysium.
Yeah.
Oh, LM. What's LM?
Lego Movie.
Lego Movie.
Oh, that's a huge one for me. I think that's one of my favorites in the decade as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've never learned. Now I've written LM as L movie. Okay. Inside Out,
Oh,
Civil War,
God. Yes.
The Last Jedi, Avengers: Infinity War, and Us.
I definitely think Infinity War
Yeah, that's my
is
choice.
a good represent, or even Civil War.
I mean, all we're asking with this one
is to give peace a chance. Yes.
Right now, we have Arrival and Into the Spider-Verse in the lead. Should any of these be wildcarded in?
Yeah, I
Can
think
it be?
so.
Can any of them compete with?
I think Infinity War
Yeah.
should be there because it's very representative of the decade culturally, and so on and so forth.
Oh,
I
you think
Civil
it had
War
more
is
impact than Endgame?
I think Endgame definitely had more impact, but Infinity War maybe a better film.
Definitely, I think
Yeah.
it's a better film for sure.
Yeah, but I love Endgame more than I like Infinity War. I think
Okay,
because of the closure, man. So
Sure.
yeah, so
so you like Rises more than The Dark Knight?
yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, for sure.
Do you think anything displaces anything, Jigs?
No.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with.
I feel like we don't have to pick a definitive best of the decade.
do it, man.
Shall
What
we
do you-
close
be
it
brave.
at? Okay,
This
so
was
then right
Spider-Verse
now
and
we're
Arrival.
contending. What's to be brave? I don't want to like
Just
rank-
call it.
These are all objectively
Do it,
great.
Dinkar.
We spent an hour getting to where? To a non-decision.
I know.
Amazing.
Why is it a non-decision? I've just
You're
given
not
you
telling
three
us
of
what the best of? What is the best of the decade?
I
Do it,
have
Dinkar.
Arrival, Into the Spider-Verse,
Just
and
do it,
why is this my decision?
We're giving you carte blanche. Just take it.
No, don't do that. No, what did we say? What are the final?
Arrival, Into the
and
Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse.
and Infinity War. I'll tell you what's interesting about these. They're three very distinct categories of movies, right?
My God.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
You're right.
One is an animated film.
One
it's a
science
separate category in the
fiction.
Oscars. One is science fiction, and one is a classic superhero.
Yes.
Great.
Interesting.
So,
So
Do you want to pick one of these three? Because
Yeah.
I really think that these three represent the decade really well.
yes,
They
I
do.
Agree. I agree.
They do, yeah.
Why you have to pick like number one? Chalo, pick number one.
I think.
Give
you
me
know,
a number one,
Arrival.
Jigs.
Arrival. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think both, all three films are like the most evolved version of all their genres.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Like Arrival is like very hardcore science fiction. It's telling you a really, really like dramatic tale, but with science fiction at the core of the story. Into the Spider-Verse is like the pinnacle of animation, at least in the last few years.
And Spider-Man movies.
And Spider-Man movies, and like a superhero film in terms of Infinity War is the culmination of so many events and so many things that have happened in the
So
last
we are
decade.
saying that these three
Yeah,
are
you're right. Yeah, so you're
our
absolutely
favorite
right, dead on.
movies of the decade, and we think they represent it really well. But if we're going to be these people, we're
now-
going to pick number one. You're saying Arrival,
I say
Jigs.
Arrival.
What about you, Tejas?
I think like Toy Story 3 should be up there, should be in this list for me. But like, that's one of my favorite
like
movies.
the tournament is over.
No, but I'm saying like,
Yeah,
if
I
you
know
have to
you
ask
have.
me, I'm saying if you have to ask me what's my favorite movie
I
of the
did
decade.
ask you, and you told me Toy Story 3. Now move on.
No, but no. So that's my thing. So within these three films, you have to pick, right?
Yes.
But that won't be a definitive answer of mine. I'm just saying
Oh my
from this
God.
list.
Of course it won't. It's
Yeah.
not. None
Yeah,
of us
this
have
is-
definitive answers from any of us
no,
individually.
Everyone calm down. This,
I
I'm
will
just,
not be calm.
God. I was just saying that. I'm just putting my point across.
Oh
Okay,
my
cool.
God. Yes,
So
that was the conceit of this entire show.
This guy's turned into a monster, man.
My God.
This guy is
Drunk with power.
Drunk with power.
You pushed me into this direction. I said we don't have to pick a number one. You said pick a number one. We're picking a number one.
It's
these
time
three
for the
films,
geek
right?
fruit
From
to
these three.
So
die.
I was just preemptively saying that this
But
may
you
not.
still speak.
Yeah.
But I will say, out of these three, Spider-Verse is my favorite because I think it does two things. One is
Cool. Now, Dinkar, please say Infinity War so that we have three different winners for the best.
Oh, amazing. I love it. Chalo, I'm saying Infinity War. We have,
Done.
So you pushed it into exactly what I said we should do.
Yes. It was my evil plot all along.
Okay, well, what a journey it's been. So we're saying the three movies that, as a team, now these don't reflect our individual preferences, all right? And we're not saying any of them is objectively
Walking
the
a
best movie.
tightrope here.
Yeah, it's like
But
somebody's gonna like
as-
sue us for this. You know.
Well, Somebody's going to sue us. I'm worried you guys are going to jump on it. It's like, actually, no, I thought Toy Story 3 was great for me personally. Yes, I know. That's not the goal of this episode.
But I was not accusing anybody of saying anything
You
else.
accused me.
No, I did. I just said.
J'accused.
I just said that ideally in another world, my choices would reflect 3 other movies. But for now, from these,
Chalo, why we have to fight? Tell me the worst movie of the decade.
We're only in this one world. We got
Arrival,
one world.
Avengers, Infinity War, and Into Spider-Verse.
Come on, the Razzies.
The worst of the decade, we've got...
Man, you guys have no... I mean, we haven't talked about Geostorm and all these really poor films. But from
They
this
are
list...
poor, but I mean, like, so there are...
Where are we now? Are we
Worst.
now talking why?
Because
Because we're talking about, like,
I agree.
enjoyably poor movies, no?
Okay, enjoyably poor
So
films.
then, like,
San
I would
Andreas.
say...
Okay, go ahead.
Is that enjoyably poor?
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
So many bad rock films. Skyscraper. Oh my god. Hit me with these film names.
Okay, there's a lot. Human Centipede, the first sequence. Clash of the Titans.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Men in Black 3. Amazing Spider-Man 1. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Wow. They win.
As a franchise.
And
as
they're
well.
consistent, man. They're consistent.
Fantastic Four. The Mummy. And... Yeah, actually, that's it, actually.
I think Amazing Spider-Man.
We
2.
didn't pick the worst for some of them. Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
I will go with Suicide Squad.
Oh, it was
That's on that list or what?
Oh, did I not say it?
No, you
What a
didn't.
guy.
Sorry, my bad.
Jesus
This guy will
Christ.
say, which was your favorite movie between these
My
3? Oh, yeah, mine was
God.
Endgame. It's like, yo, it's not
Okay,
there,
yeah.
man.
Also, Suicide Squad and Apocalypse then.
I wouldn't. The thing is, I kind of agree with Suicide
Yeah,
Squad,
yeah.
but it's not enjoyable enough for me to watch it again.
Yeah, I will
Oh,
not.
I
like-
haven't seen it again.
No, I have
That's the
seen it.
thing.
I know it by heart.
That's,
I
yeah,
have
so
seen
I'm
it.
trying to think of a bad movie that I know I won't
Was
enjoy.
it any
but
better or
I
worse
wouldn't
when you saw it
mind.
again?
The extended edition.
Of what?
There's an extended edition of
Yes,
Suicide
there
Squad?
is, yes.
Why
No
longer
way.
title sequences? Like what's extended?
I'm just a glutton for punishment, man. Yeah, I
What do
watched
they
it.
extend? What's there to extend?
There are more scenes.
More
and stuff like that.
suicides?
Yeah, the more suicides. More
Okay.
squad.
More
Yeah.
Suicides, more Squad.
That's the sequel.
Yeah, it is.
Two Squad. Suicide Squad.
BOP is coming out soon.
Yeah.
With
And it's gonna be a bop.
I'm sure it's going to be a bop.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard.
I'll go with Suicide Squad. It was fun.
Sure.
It was fun while it lasted.
Chalo.
As an experience, remember how everybody's really kicked about Suicide Squad? Like, man, DC's
Man,
bringing
now
the fun
Justice
back.
League
and
is a
everything.
You know what?
far poorer film.
You know what? I'm gonna say.
But it's like Suicide Squad, people were...
Yeah, it was the first of the bad ones. Yeah. I agree
Justice
with you.
League was kind of like okay, fine, whatever. And now it's like given rise to this release the Snyder Cut
I think
gang.
that if you had to ask me pop culture moments of the decade, Release the Snyder Cut is like way up there. Because
Yeah,
it represents something so insane.
It's terrible.
brilliant. It's insane.
I hate it.
I will also vote for Suicide Squad now, mainly just because I'm staring at this coaster, and for a little tidbit,
see, we still use Suicide Squad
listeners,
coasters.
for our listeners right now who will survive through an hour and 10 minutes of this nonsense and are still listening actively, you might not know that for the last, how long has it been? 2 years, maybe more than. Every time we've come to the studio to record, we're staring at Suicide Squad coasters.
Suicide
coasters,
it's Suicide
the
Squad
OST.
soundtrack coasters.
Yeah, the
It's
OST,
not even the
yeah.
Even
movie.
better. Suicide
Like
Squad
you're
OST.
holding a Rick Ross right now.
I'm staring at a Rick Ross, a Wiz Khalifa, and who the hell is that? Logic. Like Apple? Who's Logic?
He's
Logic
a rapper.
is a rapper. Yeah.
Apparently.
He's good
So, yeah, we did a trivia night, right? What? It was a DC trivia night?
It's actually a very
For
important
the-
moment for us
yeah.
because that's where we met Ruchi.
This is true.
Yeah.
It
She
was
killed
the
it.
launch of the soundtrack.
Did she win coasters? Because she
No.
should. We should give the hundreds that are lying around in this office to her.
No, the coasters were handouts, I
Did
think.
she get
and we just
anything?
grabbed a bunch.
I hope she got
She
something.
got prizes,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, she
Anywho,
won.
My point is, every
She-
time we record this
and
podcast,
Chang
we
from Indian
stare
Idol.
at Suicide Squad every damn time. We stare deep in the face of the squad for the last 200
I agree. It
something
has
episodes.
significance for us. I agree
Yes.
with you.
So I'll give
Yeah.
it. As
Honorable
an-
mention,
Chalo.
Batman v Superman. Wow, DC's had a run of interesting ones, huh?
No, but Batman v Superman, I wouldn't put in the worst movie.
It's not the worst, but I think as a cultural moment, I enjoyed it.
There's plenty of Fast and Furious movies that we can just put in this category, but they're all great, that's why.
Can we honorably wrap this mother up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.
Hey, this is Shidaditya.
And I'm Amit Doshi.
And we host Shunya One.
It's a really fun podcast where we talk to some of the best entrepreneurs in the country.
Yes, talking about everything from their startup challenges to what they're building and all the future of technologies right here.
So catch us on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you listen to your podcast from.